The Dark Forest by Edward Thomas, 1878 to 1917. Dark is the forest and deep, and overhead hang stars like seeds of light. In vain, though, not since they were sown, was bred anything more bright. And evermore mighty multitudes ride about, nor enter in, of the other multitudes that dwell inside. Never yet was one seen. The forest foxglove is purple, the marguerite outside is gold and white, nor can those that pluck either blossom greet the others day or night. Okay, this poem is by Edward Thomas. Let's see. Edward Thomas is considered one of the war poets from the First World War. Let's see, he was born and brought up in South London, in Lambeth. However, his family were Welsh, and I think he would have considered himself as a Welsh poet. Okay, so what's this about? I think this poem itself is quite complex. I think it's talking about the ideas of life and death, of the living and the dead. Here we have, he's using the forest as a metaphor for darkness. And I think this darkness or this death, I think is talking about the huge number of people that died during the First World War. He subsequently died during the First World War as well. It's talking about the mirrors of light and dark, light outside the forest and darkness in the forest, and light is the light of the world of the living, and the forest is the world of the dead, and there is no contact between the two different sides. So it's talking about the worlds of life and death. Dark is the forest, and deep and overhead hang stars like seeds of light. So here he's saying that the forest is dark, the forest is deep, and overhead, above the forest, hang stars like seeds of light. Okay, so above the forest are the stars, yeah? And the stars, he's using a metaphor here to say, like seeds of light. And I think this beginning, I think, is actually quite dramatic, because as dark is representing the death and the dead, I think the seeds of light, this is the beginning of people when they were born and during their lives, and they did different things. And then they moved down to the forest of death. So, hang stars like seeds of light. In vain, though, not since they were sown, was bred anything more bright. So the seeds of light, the stars, these shine, but since they were sown, since they started, then nothing brighter, nothing has shone more brightly. And I have a feeling that this is talking about each individual life. Each person is an individual, and when they have moved from being the newly bred stars shining in the sky to the world of death, then we are all individuals, and nothing will replace each of these individuals that's gone. And I get this feeling of this transition from the stars hanging over the forest and the light moving down, and this being the individual light of each person, and then death where it goes into the forest and into the dark. And evermore mighty multitudes ride about, nor enter in. So I think here the multitudes, I think this is probably referring to the huge numbers of deaths during the First World War, or the enormous armies. And the armies of death are around the forest, or the armies of people, but these people are still alive and they don't enter in. And there's no way to contact the world of the dead. While the other multitudes that dwell inside, never yet was one seen. So you've got the multitude of the living and the multitude of the dead, and there is no contact between the two. Yeah, there are the multitudes, the huge number of people who are alive, going around the forest and living their lives. But you've also got the multitude of people that are dead and dwell inside the forest. And of these people, nothing ever again is seen. The forest foxglove is purple. The marguerite outside is gold and white. So here he's using the foxglove as the symbol of the forest, the symbol of death, and the marguerite, which is the daisy, yeah, it's got a yellow center and white flowers. I think also it's interesting him using the foxglove as the flower that symbols death, because inside the foxglove there are little dots of white, and to me, in my mind, this echoes what he said earlier about the stars and the people and the individuals. Okay, so the forest foxglove, this purple represents is the representative of the world of the forest of death. And the daisy, which is live and lightly and shiny and a bright colour, is representing life. Nor can those that pluck either blossom greet the others day or night. So the people who pluck, who pick each blossom, so the people who pick the marguerites are the living, and the people who pick the foxgloves are the dead. And these cannot greet, they cannot say hello to each other. Yeah? They are day and night. I think day represents the living and night represents the dead. And there is no interface between them. You pass from one to the other. But there is no contact between them. I love this metaphor with the forest foxglove representing death and the daisy representing the living. So anyway, enough. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you soon. Bye for now. The Dark Forest by Edward Thomas.